Hello, my name is Dr. Frank Pearson, and I want to talk to you today about Chinese writing, Chinese books. Chinese writing is much older than English writing. We could go back to our earliest texts, maybe over 1,000 years, 1,200 years maybe, to the earliest texts written in English. The earliest texts written in Chinese are 3,000 years old. The earliest books that we have, if you could call them books, weren't what we would call books today, but writing inscribed ideas, divinations, future on bones, oracle bones. And these bones have been found in various parts of China, right, central China, over the years, and they're still being found today. Beyond the bone, before paper was invented, bamboo, one of the most incredibly flexible materials available in China, was used for writing. And here we've got a bamboo scroll. And as we can see with this, Chinese scholars, Chinese writers, philosophers, in this case Buddhist scholars, would write, in this case, a Buddhist sutra on strips of bamboo. And these too have been found by archaeologists and are still being found. So a fantastically flexible and a very durable material. One of the things you'll see if you go to an old Chinese library is that the books are in boxes or in folders like this. This is a copy of a collection of books by the Taoist philosopher Zhuangzi. And here we're going back some 2,500 years, maybe 2,300 years. There's a lot of debate over the age and the existence of the philosopher Zhuangzi. Now, this particular book is over 100 years old. And we would look at a text like this that came from the First Republic of China. And this is at the end of the Qing dynasty, the last of the great imperial dynasties in China, and the beginning of the Republic. And this, of course, is sometime before the People's Republic in the 1940s and the 1950s, after the Second World War. So these are books that cover history. And of course, when we're looking at a book like this, in English, we would turn it around and we would start on the left. And we would open the book this way and we would read from left to right horizontally. This isn't the case in China. They begin on the right-hand side. So what we would consider the back of the book, they consider the front of the book. Here is another collection, also about 100 years old, that spans the final Qing dynasty, the First Republic, and the People's Republic. And with this, what we would start to see is the box set again. And here we have the writings of the great poet of China from the 8th and 9th century of the Common Era, Du Fu. This is the poetry of Du Fu. Now, one of the things I didn't mention in either of these two is that this poetry and these characters, these Chinese characters, are the classical Chinese characters. Even though learners of Chinese, if you're English, will find Chinese characters very difficult, if you tried to learn classical Chinese, you'd find it much, much more difficult. And these texts are all written in classical Chinese. So this is a very special book for me, in that it covers what I believe to be the greatest period of poetry in the world. During the Dark Ages in Europe, poetry of this sophistication and this wonder and this beauty was being produced across China. And this little book, this cheap book, this book for ordinary people, has it all in. It includes it all. And it's remarkable.